Not everything God created is eternal. There are things that perish. They end, they finish. But a soul was created to be an eternal reality. So when God was creating the soul, he invested his eternal DNA into the soul. This is why souls are important to God. When a soul dies, his existence does not end. He only transmits or translates into another dispensation. A dispensation of eternal separation from God. And he hurts God deeply to have such a waste. If you have been an inventor before, it will make a little sense for you, to you. But even if you are not an inventor, maybe you should spend your money and buy something that is very precious to you. I don't know what that may be. For some, it's jewelries. There are people that if they see diamond, their whole body begins to shake. For some, it's cars. There are people that when they see certain cars, they literally will start, they could kill to get it. There are people that is watches. There are people that is to sit with certain people in certain places. Now imagine for a second the most precious thing for you, to you, if you can capture it, and then you got it finally, and upon getting it, it is shredded and destroyed. Imagine the ache that will be to you. One of the most precious things to God is the soul, because it's an eternal investment. This is why God does not want it to perish, because even when it perishes, it can't be destroyed. It will only be separated from God. So God will be deprived of having the commune and communion that he intends to have with the soul for all eternity. Remember, the Bible speaking, Deuteronomy 32 verse 9, it said the lost portion is his people. It said Jacob is my inheritance. So what God has created for himself to give him pleasure and to live with him for all eternity is the soul. So when a soul is lost, something precious is stolen from God. In fact, Ecclesiastes chapter 3 verse 11 tells us that God has put eternity in our hearts. So we have an investment that is eternal. That's why we are so important to God. I'm showing you why souls hold very high value before the Lord, and why you should value them. Here we celebrate souls. Every week we announce the number of souls won. We dance and celebrate, and we are not the only ones who do it. The Bible said for every soul that repents, there is great joy and rejoicing before the presence of the Lord. That's how important it is. One soul can throw heaven to a party. One soul can create jubilation in the whole of heaven. That's how valuable it is to God. Why are souls important to God? Number 3, God evaluates souls and equates it to his blood. The Bible speaking, it says, what shall it profit a man if he gains the whole world and suffers the loss of his soul? It says, and what shall a man give in exchange for his soul? So as far as God is concerned, the whole creation aggregated together is not equivalent to one soul. All of the glory of the earth. You know, when Satan was bargaining with God on the Mount of Temptation, he was showing him perishable things. He didn't know what mattered in God's realm. Bow to me, I will give you all the glories of the earth. Bow to me, I will. What are you talking about? Do you know what matters to God? I didn't come for the earth. The whole earth can't buy one soul. One soul is more costly than the whole earth. And in case you want to place value on a soul, the only thing that qualifies is the blood of Jesus. That's why when God came to ransom the soul, it was the blood of Jesus that was used as payment. So if you are asking, what is the value of a soul? Is the blood of Jesus. That's what God equated a soul to. That's what God paid to buy a soul. Will you pay 1 billion for bicycle? Because in your eyes, the bicycle is not worth it. Whatever you pay for a commodity is the value of that commodity in your eyes. Peter was speaking. He said, you were not bought with perishable things like jewelries, gold and diamond. He said, but you were bought with the precious blood of Jesus. So in the eyes of God, a soul is worth more than the earth. In the eyes of God, a soul's value can only be equated to the blood of Jesus. So God invariably is willing to exchange himself to buy a soul. That's why Jesus had to become a man, condescended, suffered to procure us, because his love was what placed that value and premium upon us.